Hey, welcome. Well, I've changed things around on StunHanger now. You'll notice there's no more ad in the overall header. Google was abusing the privilege of running ads on the thing, and I also am not letting Google manage ads on my streams any longer. So that means it's up to you guys to carry the weight. Hopefully, we can get some more super chats. All right. Since the last video, I made the tip ribs and I glued them on. I squared them to the center line of this with the square, and they're right on the edge of the beam. And this line here is right on the beam line. That's exactly where it goes. Beam looks, let's see. I may need to go forward with that just a smidge. Let me see. I got that at the front and this. Let's see how this works. I need my little square. Well, it's going, barely. So it's a 1/4 inch off of that line. So we need to go forward with this fuselage. We need to go to right there. So I need to make a mark with this pen. Is that right? Let's undo this. We'll just leave it right there. Why is that like that? Sight down this beam, it's fairly straight, so I could pull it forward some more. That's right there. Yep, there we go. Okay, so now I want to lock this thing in so it can't move from there. So I'm going to take this, I might cut a couple of blocks and we'll make it so the fuselage can't move. I'm trying to think of all the possibilities to make this the best airplane that I ever built. Not saying that I'd be able to do it, but we're going to try. you may ask, well, what does that do? Well, that orients the beam along this line right here. Now the beam is straight, so this is where this goes. So we'll put a block right here so it can't back up. Because once you start gluing the ribs on, this thing's locked up. Okay, that's that one. Now, get this off so I can get it glued down to the glass. There we go. So it goes right there. Yep. Shit, I didn't get it where it needed to be. Man, I can't win for losing on this airplane. There. Okay, we'll put it right there. Right there. I better look again. When you're building a beam wing airplane, the jigging is really important. Okay, hopefully that'll do it. That's it. Yep. Yep. Spar straight. So put this in here. Now, this is a swept forward trailing edge, and you wonder how can you get a horn in there and get it on straight? Well, you look at this. There's a taper in that. So when it's swept forward, when they meet in the center, it's straight across where the horn goes. Now, we're not going to glue these in yet because I need to route that leading or trailing edge there. But I am going to glue the spar on, the tips, and we're going to get these set. And we're going to make some center ribs. Now, I didn't do anything on this airplane since the last video except for the tips. You know, I laid the tips out and cut the length of these leading and trailing edges. Also, if you'll notice here, there's a line, a pen line. I made sure that that was 1.5 inches off the glass, just like the center of the tip, just like there's a pen line on the leading edge. It's 1.5 inches off the glass, both sides, all the way around, so that we're not building in any washout in the tips. There we go. That's probably a better view. Well, I had 3 calls today to buy my house. I told them $1 million. No takers yet. Maybe somebody will buy it. I doubt it. All right, so now we want to epoxy the leading edges in. We got this. And yeah, I'd sell it for $1 million. Here's that thing I was looking for. I knew I saw it. Finally. I'll put that up there. Okay. Now this leading edge does not touch in the middle here. So we have carbon veil right here. That's this is a 1/8" balsa, and then there's an 1/8" hard balsa doubler inside with carbon veil sandwiched between it. I took and I ground the angle or sanded the angle of that so that it fits in the notch perfectly, and we're going to epoxy that on there. Now, if I had the hump on, I could probably finish this by Monday. Finish framing it by Monday, but I'm not doing anything off camera, so basically I'm taking my time on this. I did the tips because I could not think and talk. Very difficult. This kind of stuff here is easy. Cutting the ribs is easy. Let me get them pins. I need to buy some more pins. I suppose I could just tack it with some CA, but don't want to tack it until I got 100% sure that this is what I want. Now this spar is not glued in at all, it's just floating in there. It does not get glued in until I put the 1" ribs on with white glue. Pretty good. That should be good. Whatever. Make sure. Yeah, right. But if you sell my house, it wouldn't matter because $1 million is probably times what this place is worth. I don't know why the screen is flickering. I'm gonna wait for this to dry. I guess what I can do is I can start laying up those ribs. Here we go. Here it is. So this is 3.5 pound, 1-inch thick wood. It's amazing stuff. I mean, you're just not going to get it any lighter than that. I need 4 1-inch ribs out of this block. Nothing connects the leading edge inside the fuse. The tank sits back in here. What adds the strength is this 1-inch rib. Come on. I just saw the damn things. All the shit off the bench. I don't need that. Here we go. All right, we've cut this out. Hopefully this is all going to work. Because I've made adjustments from the last airplane. That looks good. Okay. Boy, it's going to be hard pressed to get 4 out of this. We're going to try. I've got to get a good pen. This thing's out of ink. Okay, I'll play like that. Let's see here. We got any pens over here? Nope. John likes these marker pens, but they don't never work for me. I'm gonna have to go to the bank and steal some more pens. Oh, that worked. Okay, good. That worked. Is there enough room here? Yeah, I guess so. All right, let's cut these out. I got to cut them one at a time. I can't. Why is this thing vibrating so bad? That's a nice rib there. Not like the other ones I cut out of them 7 and 8 pound wood. This weighs nothing. That's very good. Okay. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, it's gonna be 1/16 of an inch shorter than this, but I'm gonna cut a 1/2 inch off anyway, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine. These 4 ribs cost $25. Shit. Might as well cut them all while I'm doing it. Got all the other parts cut out for it. Yeah, the calendar is pretty cool. One more and we're done cutting ribs. This one here, like I say, is a little short. It's like not even really short. It's right. Okay, so good. Just got to angle it a little different. Right there. 100%. 100%. Somebody was asking about the Viper plans. The Viper plans are for sale. They're PDF. Send me a PM on StunHanger, or send the PayPal to StunHanger, and I'll send you the plans. And you just take that PDF down to UPS or wherever you got a copy store, and they'll spit them out for you. Well, I wonder what these are going to weigh. We're going to weigh them up because I know what the other ones weighed. These should be light compared to the other ones. Don't need that. We got 35 minutes in. How much are these ribs going to add? Got to be an ounce. I bet. So, we're going to want to take some of that weight off. Nope, not quite an ounce. 0.9, 26 grams. Now those ribs don't need to be that thick. I'll do one, but I'm not gonna show how I, do them all. Because it's just repetitive. But we're going to cut that weight in half. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to angle the dangle here. The angular of the dangular. I got that nice disc sander. I can just zip it right off. Each one of these ribs is hand fit, and I got 74 to do. Get that sander spun up. Now I need to do the trailing edge. Actually, we're going to have to do this here first. Right there. Right there. There. Right there. I don't know if you ever seen any Japanese carpentry. I gotta turn the sander off. How they take a block of wood and they fiddle fart with it, and the joints are absolutely perfect. But you take one stick out and the whole thing falls apart. Well, that's what we got here. So we want to notch this a ½ inch wide right between those lines. So here, cut it. About halfway in. Yeah. Okay, now I can cut this trailing edge. Got to creep up on this so you got a perfect fit. cut a little big. Yeah, I gotta buzz it a little bit on the sander. Just a smidge. You do not want to take much. This is the key that holds the whole damn thing together, so you want to make sure it fits good. Too much of that epoxy. Looks to me like I took a little bit too much off out of that notch. Yeah. Put this back in. Put a piece back in, 3/32 or 3/16 or whatever. 3/32. So now I know how much to go on the next one. Not quite as deep. Now you could get away with just filling that with epoxy, and that would be fine. But what I like to do with these spars, I like to glue them with white glue. So you kind of need a good fit. Take much of a notch if that's only like a 1/16 of an inch. That's it though. That is it. So when you glue this together, it's white glue on top of the spar and white glue along the fuselage there and white glue front and back. Well, yellow glue, whatever, Titebond. That looks pretty good. Let's see, we're right on our line. Yes. So it's every 1.25 inches from there on out. Actually, it's a little off. We got 1 inch to there, and then every 1.25 inches, which would be fine. We're gonna lose 1/4 there. It'll be fine. With any luck, these will fit perfectly. They look like they're going to touch yet. So let's set one and see what it looks like. Yeah. This is up higher than this. That's good. Yeah, but not by much. So that when I lay my long bar on that, it'll ride on this and ride on the, I'm going to have to, there's some waves in this. I'm going to have to sand this before I install it. Because I don't want to try to sand that in place. So we're 48 minutes in. So let's go ahead and glue this piece in here. Because we know that's what it's going to take. And then the next one, I just only cut down a 16th instead of an 8th. Got a big hoop in it right there. Now, I should be able to get away without beating the ribs up because I've made the top block already. I don't have any carving to do around the ribs. And the bottom is a molded piece, so it'll be nothing. There we go. There it is. You guys got any questions on beam wings? I mean, like I've said, you know, the utmost authority on beam wings is Billy. Even Bob Hunt don't build beam wings. Now there is another type of beam wing you can do where you cut each rib 100% and slide them on the rib on the spar. But man, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. No, thank you. That one's fit. You want to leave these protruding, the edge of this sticking up just above the leading and trailing edge. A little proud. Otherwise, you got to sand the trailing edge to match the rib, and that's way too much work. So cut it so it sticks up just a smidge. Now I am going to have to route that trailing edge. I'll probably do that off camera because it's just too loud. But I have all the ribs cut. All 70 plus or whatever the heck it is. Except I did screw up a couple pieces. Maybe I'll Have to cut a couple. I don't know. Anyway, 51. We only got 9 minutes left. Didn't get a whole lot accomplished. Oh, let me explain how we're gonna lighten these center ribs up by 50%. This rib here gets hollowed out on the inside. I'll do that. That's the wrong one. Oh shoot! I got the cap off that one. I'll do that on my belt sander. Make quick work of it. This center rib gets sanded like this. Here, I'll mark what we're going to sand away. And you think, well, if these are already light, why do that? Because it all adds up in the end. Now, you can do this with a Dremel. You could do it by hand. I just normally do it on the belt sander. It just goes real fast. So it looks like that. All this gets cut away. So it's only 1/8 of an inch thick, top and bottom. But it has that hand right there to glue onto the spar. And you leave a big surface footprint on the trailing and leading edge so that it has something to glue to. But that's all the thickness you need is an 1/8 inch. That's when you pick the airplane up, a beam wing airplane up, this is where you're picking it up by. And I'll tell you, if an 1/8 inch, you can put your thumb through an 1/8 inch, you're squeezing way too hard. Now, Jerry Hopp put his thumb through my leading edge on my Junar in Huntersville, but it was only 3/32. I don't know. These guys getting excited, I guess. It'll be fine. Any questions? So if there's no questions, I'm going to go eat dinner. I'll come up here and tinker on it a little bit, but I'm not going to do a whole lot offline on this because I'm really close. I mean, if I wanted to put the hump on, I could have this finished in one piece by Monday. Easy. Because all this beam wing stuff goes together so quick, it's ridiculous. It's just about knowing what to do. All right, everybody. Like, subscribe, and share. I see we got 17 watchers. When I click off of here, I expect to see 17 thumbs up at least. Hope you got something out of this. How to set this. I guess maybe I ought to do a video instead of a live stream on some of this. But it takes so long to edit shit, I just don't feel like doing it. No questions. We will see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.